Hey everybody, it's Sarah Sweeney at the Care House. Today I've got something really special for you. I want to talk about our Capes for Kids race. You all know that we run to fight child abuse, but there's this great organization out there called BACA, and they're here to talk about what they do. And they're always involved in our race, and they usually start it off. But so today with me, I have Vaper. Say hi, Vaper.
Hi.
All right, so tell me about BACA. What is BACA? People know what it is.
What is BACA? Well, I'll start out by reading our mission statement. That kind of sums up who we are and what we do. And then you can ask me some questions. We can get into a little bit of detail if you like. But our mission statement is Bikers Against Child Abuse, BACA, exists with the intent to create a safer environment for abused children. We exist as a body of bikers to empower children to not feel afraid of the world in which they live. We, we stand ready to lend support to our wounded friends by involving them with an established, united organization. We work in conjunction with local and state officials who are already in place to protect children. We desire to send a clear message to all involved with the abused child. This child is part of our organization, and that we are prepared to lend our physical and emotional support to them by affiliation and our physical presence. We stand at the ready to shield these children from further abuse. We do not condone the use of violence or physical force in any manner. However, if circumstances arise such that we are the only obstacle for preventing a child from further abuse, we stand ready to be that obstacle. And that kind of sums up what BACA is. That's our basic mission, is we're here to empower those kids, empower the abused children to not be afraid of the world in which they live, and show them that they do have the strength and courage to stand up and tell their story and say what happened. And hopefully get a good resolution for that.
That's incredible. I just love that this organization stands up against child abuse, because it's a hard thing to work in this field. And the fact that you guys are all basically volunteers. Tell us a little bit about that, how no one that is involved is really paid or anything like that.
Right. Yeah, nobody in our organization gets paid. And BACA is an international organization. We have chapters in 48 states, and I believe at the moment we're up to 16 countries. And we have a whole team that's chapter development. That's whenever there's interest in a new area, a new country, a new part of a state, that goes out and helps set up new chapters. So we have other countries in development. But everybody from our international president on down to everybody at your local level is a volunteer. Nobody gets paid. We don't gain anything monetarily out of BACA. We do very minor fundraising. We get a lot of money from donations, things like that. Some groups will do fundraisers for us occasionally, but we don't do a whole lot of fundraising on our own because we're a service organization. We're hands-on with the kids. But it is important for us to get some income, because all of that money that we raise goes directly to help our kids. When we do our level ones, and we can explain that in a minute, but that's how we bring a child into a BACA family, or bring them in to be part of our families. We do a level one. And when we visit that child, there's certain things that are involved in that. That child has picked out their own road name. Everybody in BACA goes by a road name. It helps with anonymity and security. Makes it harder for people to figure out who we are and where we're going. But when that child picks out their road name, and we have a selection of patches they can pick from, they pick out their own patch, and we make that child a cut or a vest. That's what our vest is a cut. And so they get their own vest with their road name and the chapter that is, closest to them, that'll be working with them. And we present that to them. And we also have BACA teddy bears. So every child gets a BACA teddy bear, and they have little BACA hoodies that we put on the teddy bears. And so that's part of what the money goes towards, is helping us supply those things for the kids. Another big thing that BACA does is therapy. If a child needs therapy, and for whatever reason the insurance doesn't cover it, the family can't afford it, whatever, BACA will step in and take care of that. We'll get in touch with the therapist, and they send the bill directly to us. We pay for it, and there's no cap on that. We don't care how many sessions it is and how long it goes. If the need is there, BACA will take care of it.
I just love that. And, at the Care House, we do therapy for children too. And I think one of my favorite things about your organization is that these kids are a part of who you are too. I mean, they get their road name, get their vest, or their cut, as you said. And they have this whole organization behind them. And that therapy, as you know, as the organization knows how important it is, it helps these children heal. Thing that we do here at the Care House, it's called a trauma narrative. So once a child kind of goes through therapy, they can tell their story of abuse to a trusted parent or an adult, and they, that's how they kind of recover. And it's so incredible that you guys are 100% behind that therapy as well. So important for these kids to heal and to break that cycle of abuse too.
Absolutely. And BACA was started in 1995 in Utah by a play therapist. He was a registered play therapist, and he grew up in the motorcycle community and around bikers. And he had a young boy that was about 8 years old that was having some problems. And he had the thought one day, and he's talked to some of his biker friends, and they went and did a ride and paid that child a visit, to let them know that they were there for him and stood behind him. And it was an immense improvement. And so that's where he got the idea to start BACA, and he began it from there. And that mission statement that I read earlier was written back in 1995 in one session. He sat down and wrote it at one time. And that's pretty much the only document that BACA has that from day one has never changed a word. Our mission has always been the same: to empower abused children and not be afraid of the world in which they live.
That's incredible. Now, if somebody wants to get involved or kind of find out more about what you do, where can they go to look for information?
A couple ways you can get in touch with us. The main website is bacaworld.org. When you go to that main page, there's a great video right on the main home page, about 6 or 7 minutes long. Kind of takes you through how BACA works, and speaks with a former BACA child who is now an adult, and kind of goes to their story a little bit. But on that page, way up at the top, there's a link for chapters, and you can click on that and go down by country, go down by state, and it will show you whatever chapters are closest to you and the contact information for those specific chapters. Obviously, here in South Carolina, you can go directly to southcarolina.bacaworld.org, and it will take you straight to the South Carolina site. We have 5 chapters in South Carolina. I'm president of Midlands chapter. We're out of Columbia, but we have a Low Country chapter near Charleston, Southern chapter down towards Beaufort. Central River chapter is down in the Aiken area. We have an upstate chapter around Greenville, Spartanburg. And we have a temp chapter down in PD, actually, that meets in Conway. That's not a full chapter yet, but they're in the training and working towards becoming a full chapter. So hopefully in the not so distant future, we'll have 6 chapters in South Carolina. But part of BACA is we are one BACA, in that we don't have geographic boundaries or political boundaries. The Midlands chapter serves the Midlands area because that's who's closest to us. But if we need help, then we put a call out, and people come from Low Country, people come from upstate. All of us cover the entire state, the entire region, the entire country. Wherever help is needed, we can put a call out, and BACA will show up.
That's incredible. I had no idea. What a great organization. And so I just, want to kind of wrap up by saying, from the bottom of our hearts, the Care House, the Committee on Capes for Kids, thank you for what you guys do for helping prevent child abuse. We couldn't do this kind of thing without people like you guys. I'm impressed, and I hope that people go and learn more about BACA. And hopefully we'll see you guys next year at Capes for Kids in person too.
Awesome, that'd be nice. And
much.
I don't know if I mentioned it, but on that website, when you go to the South Carolina page, every chapter has a helpline. Those helpline numbers are on that web page. And if you know anybody that needs help, or if you yourself, if you have a child that needs help, by all means, get in touch with us on that helpline, and we'll definitely reach back out to you and do anything we can.
Wow, that's great. Thank you for telling us that. I'll make sure that I'll add the website in the comments and underneath the video. So thank you so much, Vaper. Thanks for all you do. And I'm going to go ahead and sign off from Sarah and Capes for Kids Committee and Care House. But thanks, everyone.
Thank you.